welcome back to the second part of this show with Mr. Burke from Miami, Florida. I'm your host, Sunny from India. Last week we listened to Brett talking about his professional life as a motorcycle mechanic, computer service engineer, health insurance consultant, English language teacher in China, and lately as the owner of a pizza delivery business. But this week, we're gonna listen to him while he talks about American life, such as giving special emphasis to politics, American Constitution, and immigrants. Okay, hello Brett, welcome back to our show. Last time you were talking about your professional life. Now we are moving away from your personal life to American social life. So, as we talked before, the first generation of immigrants to America, they were hugely successful. And I know that they have some foundational values that enable them to be successful. So, what do you think are some of those foundational or fundamental values that you think American people possess and you as an American citizen try to apply in your life?
Right. So I think, America has always been the place where we have a lot of immigrants, a lot of opportunity. Maybe they wouldn't have the same opportunity in their home country. But also I think it's when some immigrants come to America, it's also difficult. I mean, it's not as easy as everyone thinks to come here and be successful. So maybe, depending on where they come from, maybe their language skills, they don't necessarily have as good a command of English. They don't have the specific business skills, for certain jobs. So for them to survive, they almost have to become entrepreneurs and create business and open their own business. Sometimes it's easier to start a business with skills that they can bring with them than to find a job working for someone else. So I think out of necessity, that's what's led people to be more successful, after immigrating to the United States, if they, have the idea, the wherewithal, the drive to do that.
Okay, well, apart from those things, I still believe that, there are some qualities that you find in American people that make it possible for them to excel in almost every field they set their foot on. I still believe that, when you compare people from other parts of the world, American people do possess these qualities. Don't you think so? Not just the survival instincts.
Yeah, I think in general, I would say they do. Certain generations might have, a different outlook or a different work ethic. I think, over time, the freedoms that are allowed in this country, it's fairly easy to open a business. It's fairly easy to be innovative. So I think that is something that's helped America, throughout the years. And even with the younger generation now, with all the opportunities with technology and the internet, I think that's really made things a lot easier to do here in the United States.
Okay, well, America is rightly called the land of opportunities and the land of immigrants. So it is an undeniable fact that the first generation of immigrants to the U.S. were immensely successful in almost every field they had their eyes set on. But I think that is not the case with the present generation. So do you think that it is the present generation, they don't have that, or they don't have that kind of an enthusiasm when it comes to, like the ability to assimilate, to American culture, learning English language, and having better education?
Yeah, I think it's changed over the years. I think that's been a challenge for, you know, in different generations, just coming to America, trying to assimilate, trying to fit in. Um, it's that's one thing that's happened, and I think you see that a lot in the older generations, where maybe it's become a little bit more political now, where they you know it's more like it's been kind of like a political hot button not to assimilate, try to hold on to their own culture and have their culture within the United States. I think past generations um, had a balance, a better balance of that, because people have come from all over America, all over the world to come to America, and you know they've attempted to assimilate with some extent. Not that they're giving up their heritage or their roots, but just being, we're all Americans, and I think there's a lot of things have been happening lately politically that have kind of changed things.
Okay. A great controversy that has been raging all over the world about one aspect of American life is the ownership of guns and ammunition. So, how do you take on that issue historically and culturally? The common question is, why should common people bear arms when there is police and the military to take care of your life and property?
Well, I think United States is unique in that point, where it's written into our Constitution from the beginning, the right to keep and bear arms, the right to own firearms, and to be able to protect yourself. And obviously the police, and the government are there to protect us. But if there's a crime, it takes the police time to come in, to show up. If someone's breaking into your house or attacking you, if you call the police, it's going to be 5 minutes to before they show up. Then all they're doing is basically taking notes, because the crime's over. Where if you have the capability to defend yourself, you can do that, and we have that right here. At least we have that right now here in the United States. A lot of countries like Canada, Australia, New Zealand, even England previously had more firearm ownership, and over the years they've had legislation that would ban the private ownership or make the private ownership very difficult. And I just hope it doesn't go that way here in the United States. That's a tradition we've had, and that's another thing that's been very politicized lately for that.
So, historically speaking, I think this right has been a tradition in American life, I think. So you value that right to own arms and ammunition, one of your fundamental rights, not negotiable.
It's in our Constitution. It's the Second Amendment to the Constitution. For the First Amendment is the right to free speech, which even the right to free speech is not available in all every country. We can, if we don't like what the president's doing and we don't like what our government's doing, we're allowed to voice that. And there's several other amendments to the Constitution, but the Second Amendment was the right to keep and bear arms. And so the people that formed this government thought that as being very important, to be able to protect your rights, and your rights from a government that doesn't treat you well.
Okay, Brad. Thank you so much for this wonderful conversation that you had with me. We had a wonderful journey with you this time. And I would like to say our gratitude comes straight out of our hearts. And I would like to say we wish you greater success in your future endeavors. Have a great day.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. That's the end of the final episode of our show with Mr. Brett Burke. I'm sure you had a fantastic time watching this show. Hope to see you again next week when I bring you another great episode. Have a great weekend.
Audio Jungle.